bere, no so. Motori bae, la muñere o makekero kendeke. Motori bae o mara muñere o makekero kendeke. Motori bae, la muñere o makekero kendeke. Motori bae o umawaru ba monio, uwarunga mandawe, maisemi boe. Motori bae o. Yo mate ise boy okuna maruki umahoro bimonio wabora be mate ise boy motori bae umawaru kama ndawe wanda na meto ma ise boy motori bae motori bae la monyere o makekero kendeke motori bae la monyere o makekero kendeke motori bae o mawaru wa moni o warunga mandabo ma iseri bohe motori bae o monyere wani o mawaru wa moni o ma iseri bohe motori bae o mawarunga kandabo wabora yo matema iseri bohe motori bae money o warunga mandabo mai seri boy motori bae la monyere makekero kendeke motori bae mama motori bae la monyere motori bae ibana kuwae uwa kendeke te mai seri boy motori bae I don't know, nanye. Hey. Bere. Yo go so. Motori bae, la monyere o, kekero kendeke na. Motori bae o. Ingo komoto monyere, dibora monyere ro kendeke. Motori bae o. Motori bae, la monyere o, makekero kendeke. Waru wa money o warunga mandabu ma iseri boy motori bae o waru wa money o warunga mandabu ma iseri boy motori bae o aha dumoro roko eraka gana eraka eraka oboso obisa Inga
Fellow Ambazonians, dear countrymen, despite the hike in targeted summary execution of our innocent people by Paul Biya's killer squads, I still believe we are now at the twilight of our political daybreak, emptying the combined worth and wealth of a lifetime fortune into the country of our collective dream.
A place we can surely call home.
At last, my people, the wind of total liberation is sweeping through Ambazonia, our priceless inheritance.
The land of our forebears.
A place we can surely call home.
A few years ago, a vicious dictator declared war on our sovereign nation of Ambazonia. It is a war we did not seek nor provoke, but are determined to muster every strength we can harness and continue sending the message to our enemy that we have risen to call home.
We have paid dues for everything. We pay tax for goods we buy. We pay fuel in our cars. We pay hospital bills and the dues for all other sacrifices.
I can give all I have for the one hope that I have.
Because I hate my CID and I should be proudly Amazonian.
Let's get it straight. The freedom of Ambazonia will not depend on the free will of her enemies.
Independence will be but days away if we get it right with our CID.
My dear comrades, I am appealing to every Ambazonian to register with the CID program.
We have no control over our distorted history, but with our CID, we can set the pace and determine the future of Ambazonia.
Yes, the hope for the future is in our hands. As an Ambazonian, my identity is conclusive. My right is guaranteed. My vote will always count as I pay my CID.
As an Amazonian, I will shape the future with my CID.
With your CID of just $10 per month, the interim government is contract to fulfill all that you wish to be done.
Let us build a freedom mansion from the little block, which is our CID levy.
There will be food for everyone, hope for every child, justice for every citizen when we pay our CID levy.
Yes, the dream we can realize. With my compulsory independence dues, CID, I have the opportunity to give to the next generation a greater nation, better than we inherited.
Yes, CID program is freedom made easy, freedom made cheap, freedom for Amazonia now.
This is the People's Television, Ambazonia Broadcasting Corporation. The voice of the voiceless. Bringing the state of the struggle on your fingertips. Unmasking the genocide in Ambazonia. Reporting first-hand untold stories from Africa. Donate to ABC Amba TV every day. We the people must control the narrative. Internationalize the struggle, keep Ground Zero abreast and win the war. Cash App 240-486-8768. Hashtag $AmboABC. Zelle, donations at ambazoniafoundation.org. PayPal, support at abcanbath.com. Thank you.
Don't you hate it when that happens to you? when it does, you need this, and this, and this. When it happens to me, I always know where to go. When you've got professionals on your side, your problems don't stand a chance. What are you waiting for? Contact them today and let them take care of your problems.
That is how you make.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in Ambazonia or around the world. Everybody, you're welcome to this wonderful show, The Analyst. It is a great pleasure to see, the televiewers, everybody around the world watching ABC TV, the people's platform. So if you're just joining, please share and share and share and share. Today we have a wonderful show. We have some wonderful and powerful audience today, and you're all welcome for this new year 2022. It's also my honor and privilege to have four fantastic guest speakers with me today. They are all leaders who have taken their time out for what it is. I know for all of them, a very powerful schedule that they have, from the Restoration Council to the interim government cabinet members. They are all here with us today. And from America to the UK, you have members who are joining us today for this wonderful show, The Analyst. But they are taking this time because they love the struggle. So we'll be discussing a lot. And just by the way of introduction, I am Fritz Misori. I present the Analyst show here on ABC TV. My day job here is grilling and challenging people in power, holding them to account, because that is what we do as journalists. And I'll be doing that a little bit today to make sure that I question all these our members who are members of government, members of Restoration Council, so that we see what they have been doing for the past 5 years for the struggle. And I would like Ambazonians to stay put and let's welcome them as they come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, for all my guests today, I think it is fair to say a very strong and committed members, all of them are. And of course, they are very powerful members of the interim government. So they are here with us, and I'm very happy that we are here to discuss a lot. So thank you, members, for joining. We have our able SOS, Dr. Ella, with us. Dr. Ella, can you say a word of welcome to the audience?
Thank you, Joe. Oh, let me say, Comrade Joe. I like that. So, thank you, Amazonians, for joining us today to listen to where we are, how we are executing this struggle, and where we are going for now. So, let me first of all greet the people of Amazonia in Ground Zero, which is very important because those are those who are carrying the heat, and also 61 gun salute to our forces on the ground who are making La Republique to know that we are not any type of people you can just march upon. So I greet the audience, and I'm glad to greet also my panelists. We are here together, Pastor Commando and my able neighbor here, Mr. Amba. So we are all, you guys are all welcome, and I'm glad to be on your show today. Thank you.
Thank you. That was our SOS for Foreign Affairs. You all know him. Also in our audience, in our panelists, we have the great commando of all. Reverend Commando is here with us today, and he will be joining us to talk about what is going on in Amazonia in our struggle. Also, we have Reverend Ginny Alfred. You all know him, and I'll be glad to welcome Reverend Alfred to introduce himself.
Thanks very much, Comrade Fritz. It's my pleasure to be there. Thanks for having me on this special platform, the panelist or the analyst. It's my first opportunity to be here, and I'm grateful for granting me the opportunity to, rub with the shoulders of our SOS, and my papa, who is here, Reverend Commando. Man, I've known him for a long time. And, you know, it's a great privilege that we can have this moment together. So special greetings to all fans of the ABC TV, Amazonians and lovers and sympathizers, wherever they are. We look forward to having good moments of analyzing issues with you for the betterment of our life, our country, and our future. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to listen to the audience and listen to the speakers. Today, we are trying to have some key issues that we have to discuss. The president's speech, we're going to analyze the president's speech, the end of year speech. We're going to also talk about the AFCON that starts tomorrow. The AFCON is starting tomorrow. The African Nations Cup that has been very controversial, postponed twice. We all know. So we're also going to be talking about some constitutional issues. Our constitution, we need to discuss our constitution. Is our constitution. We need to see what is inside and how we can move forward in this nation building that we all are trying to do. And also, we are going to talk about those other issues that arise from them. So, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the president's speech was very powerful, as usual. You know, the preservation of this interim government is very, very important to our survival as in this liberation struggle. Without a government, without an institution, without all this, we can't say we want to have independence. And that is what is going to make the international community to say, yes, we are ready. Like what happened to our people or to our forebears in the 50s when they were granted independence. So this is the background on which this struggle and campaign begins, from where our forefathers said they are ready for independence. The question now we're asking Ambazonians ourselves, are we ready to have our self-governance? Are we ready to say, yes, we are mature and we are mature people? That's the question we Ambazonians have to ask ourselves. And I want to ask our member panelists. I'll start with Dr. Ellard. Dr. Ellard, can you give us a brief what you picked from the president's end of year speech?
Yeah, once more, thank you for having me. It was really a fight with myself to listen to the president speaking that day. How do I mean? Because I was really down. I was hit again by our normal COVID. This is no more a secret. This is something that happens, and we are knowing COVID now, COVID-19 to be a flu. For me, I take it now a flu. I was hit again. But I said to myself, I have to listen to that speech because I had some expectations in mind that I wanted that speech to happen, to be in that speech. And yeah, it attained my expectation because I got from the president's speech the collaborative spirit that he wants or he wishes, because I hate to use the word wants. Nobody wants anything. If you want to want, then you're just commanding. I know we have commando here, but that is another story. But yeah, the speech was very eloquent, was professional, and it was straight to the point. During the speech, I had to really increase my pressure in the sense that I was thinking he's going to go out of his rhythms, and I didn't know how to jump into the TV and seize out the paper from his hand. But all the same, he carried that speech. As I said, it was a very, very, very good speech, productive, collaborative, and very essential on that particular day, because all the points, everything that we are undergoing in this revolution right now, where we are, what we are doing, and what we expect to be doing in 2022 was analyzed on that. So there is no more to talk about it, except there are some specific questions that will come up, but I just want to say the speech was great, and I love it.
Thank you very much, SOS. That was a great one. And we all know the president's speech has always been powerful, you know. We allowed him for that. Reverend Ginny, welcome to the to the platform.
Thank you once more.
Thank you, sir. I want to ask you about your own opinion about the president's end of year speech in terms of his collaborative tendency, trying to create that relationship for everyone to, you know, to come into the interim government and trying to see what they can do.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I think I follow suit from Dr. Ella's words. The speech was a good, expected one, and I think every true Ambazonian, passionate and patriotic enough, was waiting for it. That's why you would hear our ever SOS, despite the captivity and the molest of the time, you know, fired up to let the ears be open to follow whatever he was saying. And I particularly love the way President Sako brought forth the speech in the introduction. I want to say, generally, the speech was pregnant with so many things that some people heard and became confused. Some heard, were excited, some heard and were angry. Whatever. People hear with different eyes, ears, and analyze differently on different. But then one of the things that piqued my attention to follow through from the beginning was the fact that he used the wordings of Charles Dickens in one of his books, The Tales of Two Cities, and pointed out for the fact that 2021 was not challenging year, and it had the best of it and has the worst of it, you know, as people saw it. And he qualified the fact that it was 2021 was like a particular year full of wisdom, yet a lot of foolishness in the revolution and what Ambazonians went through. And I know I could try to pick up some of those words. He said it was an epoch of belief, yet a lot of incredulity to many people. You know, season of light, yet darkness to many people. It brought a spring of hope to the kind of things that happened in 2021. It has never happened before, meaning there was a progressive move, yet it left a lot of people with despair by the end of the day. Now, so a lot of successes were embraced in the 2021 as he spelled out in his speech, which was true. Yet there were quite a lot of challenges. You know, as he reiterated, went down, one of the things he said that also took my attention so much was the fact that he was wishing in the eve of the dawn of the new year, wishing, you know, a quick turnover, a goodbye to 2021, and wishing a dawn of a new year prosperous for the Ambazonians, and reiterated on these words that is going to be over soon if we keep on with our resistance. This is true for every Ambazonian to know and to sit up, to know that it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about our efforts all together, our commitment, our zeal, our vision, our engagement. If we quit wherever we are, we will be counted failures and worse failures, because whatever may be the first of it for us in life may be something we never dreamed about. So when he reiterated some of these words, and before, getting into the depths of whatever, he made mention of his conviction that this is a God-ordained revolution or struggle, and which is true. To those who have eyes to see, they have seen the hand of God more than just a finger. And it's all evident. And that's what was the grounds of my motivation. Men in history have failed woefully. As we study history, you know, revolutions, we see how men falter here and there, some in weaknesses of ignorance, some in weaknesses of manipulation, some in weaknesses of ego. They failed, but then the cause never fell to those who stood through to the end. And when God is absolutely in charge, you know, as you read through the manual of the book of life, you discover that he will rest on men and sustain men and carry through his cause, whether the enemy like it or not. So it's a good challenge for us. And I think as we get deep into it, we can be able to get hold of the essential information today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reverend Jimmy, for that powerful one. I know Pastor Commando knows much about this speech, and talking about the seasons of life, as the president was saying, that the spring of hope, the winter of despair, talking about all those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice and collective appreciation of all the Ambazonians, our ARFs, the courage, the patriots, the heroes. He talked about all this. I want to ask Pastor Commando, what light do you see as a beacon of hope in terms of the struggle based on the God ordained struggle, as we say?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Fritz. You did not allow me to greet the people. I'm sure you forgot me to
Oh,
greet the people.
you are already the
But
people's
that's
people. So
yes. So I want to first of all greet all the televiewers and greet the Ambazonian people, and especially 21 gun salutes to our able forces on the ground that are keeping the battle on to let our people know that we are no more kids and we cannot be played around with. And I want to say that I'm very, very, very grateful to be on the same panel with SOS Elad. We've always chatted and we've never, I don't think we have ever been in a panel together, but we have always had a lot of pleasantries together over the phone and so on. And I want to say that I'm very, very grateful to be also with Reverend Genie Alfred, a man of his words, a man of principles, that I'm fortunate to be on the panel with him. And to you, Fritz, my very old friend, this is a new year. Happy New Year to you. And thank you for bringing me to this show today. In fact, with all that has been said, there is one thing I gathered in the president's speech concerns this year 2002. And it's not actually the words that he spoke. He has been speaking great wisdom and great words, but I saw into his spirit the intonation of his speech this time around was bordered and loaded with action. That we are going to go into action and not just mere speeches. Oh my God. And not only mere. La, la. Are you hearing me?
yes, go ahead.
Yes.
101. Yes, 505.
All right. And no mere, just mere speeches. So, and I can see that with that speech, with that, how do I call it? With that enthusiasm in his spirit, as he voiced it out, 2022 has begun with a very, very deep concern, and every Ambazonia is searching and searching and searching here and searching here. For the past 2 years or three, it has been just been relaxation, trying to see what we can do. Now, his emphasis also was on the institutions that have been put in place that people have neglected over the years, and they expect the president to solve all problems. The president has not solved. The problem has not solved. The president, Sako has not solved. But the emphasis on collaborating and working together with the institutions put in place was the intonation that I heard him talk concerning this year 2022. And of course, that made it in such a way that some of the people that have been carrying out allegations and so on, I'm not saying it because Dr. Elat is here, but you see, diplomacy is done in the secret. And anybody who comes out to do diplomacy in the open is either for a show or for a destruction. And so somebody came somewhere and said some things, how Ambazonia has not been doing anything. And I heard some stones going on Elad, Dr. Elad. I laughed because I know that the very Thibault Nash who was making noise, Dr. Elad and the president had made attempts to go to see him, and he had all kinds of people surrounding him, the security, his personal secretary. All those people were not allowed to hear, but now that he's out of office, he wants to make Ambazonians to believe that our diplomacy is not working, although we are not out for, our government is not run on social media. I just diverted to that. But then the speech of the president really has put Ambazonians at edge, that everyone now is sitting up to make sure that the institutions are fully respected. I stop here.
Yeah, thank you very much. This goes to Dr. Elad, talking about the real situation. you personally seem very committed to trying to bring some legal actions against President Paul Biya, for his past actions. Particularly, the president said that the foreign affairs has been doing a lot of work, but there are some confusion whether you personally have intervened to safeguard this visit with Tibor Nagy, as Tibor Nagy said in his interview. So, can you tell the Ambazonian what stride you have been making with the U.S. foreign relations or the U.S. Senate and Congress, so that they can know what the foreign affairs is doing, if it's not classified? I mean.
All right, thank you again, Comrade Joe. And I want to thank Pastor Ginny and Pastor Commando for the very brilliant introduction. You all guys, you know me very well. I'm not here to sing song about people or whatever that we don't do. I talk what we do, and that is it. And things that I cannot say, which I say is classified, and sometimes will be declassified by the eyes of the people, because when you see it, it's already declassified. When it comes to diplomacy, it's not only the US that we're doing diplomacy with. We have gone all over the globe. I know in your show now, La Republique agents are sitting and watching and trying to listen, because you already put the agenda out there, and they think we're going to come here and tell them, oh, we've met A, B, C, D, E. Now, this is not how diplomacy works. And Pastor Commando has already succinctly put it clear what Thibault Nash or Thibault Nagy, or whatever they call him, was trying to say. One thing I feel about us Ambazonians, we have already taken a decision to make ourselves subhumans, which means we don't see ourselves like real humans. We see ourselves like we are being controlled by some remote, by what we call white man. No matter that we are living in a so-called white man country, as we call it in Ground Zero, for donkey years, but we still think we come to these their countries. We never even learn their languages. We never even heard it somewhere, sometimes just vividly. We study with them, and we beat them inside their classes. I used to tell some of my colleagues that if you go to my village and you will stay there for 20 years, study my language, you will never get an E if you're giving an exam with that language. So what I will advise Ambazonians is to make sure that they know that they are people of first class. I was so baffled and angry to the level of my bones when Anthony Blinken came out and said they have levied some visa bans to some authorities of La Republique du Cameroon. You can ask the president. We had a very high-level meeting with international community. I don't want to name the people. And I was so outspoken, I can even say rude to those people when they mentioned the first time they said, well, the US have taken a bold step by putting some bans on La Republique government, ministers, and authorities not to travel to the US. Well, I want to apologize to those who are living in the US. I'm not against the US, but that is nonsense. With 35,000+ people of Ambazonians killed, with all what we are telling them, proving in front of them, and all the pictures and videos they are seeing, all they can do is to put a level. If you ban me to go to America, what the hell am I doing there? What? Even if Germany that I'm staying, you tell me you don't want to see me here. The only place someone can put a ban on me not to go there, and I will, because I'm still dying now, in silence is because I'm not in Amazonia. That is the only place you can tell me not to enter, and you've done something to me. Not Europe, not America, not Russia, not Asia, wherever. No. So it was really stupid for me to listen to Anthony Blinken boldly saying they put a visa ban to those people. So coming back to the question of diplomacy, Thibault Nage, when he was the Undersecretary for Foreign Affairs or whatever for Africa, was the person preaching on one Cameroon. You can remember, if you guys remember very well, he had a meeting with some people. I don't know if they are Cameroonians or Amazonians, and he told them that what we are vying to have, we will not have it. He is not sure because of the spirit of Camerooners in us. That is the statement he made.
Yes.
So I just want to say that if somebody goes out there, now he's no more the government worker or official. But if you look at his utterances that he has been in office, his own ambassador was forced to leave La République. He did nothing. His missionary, I think a pastor or a priest from America who was living in Bamboo, was killed. He did nothing. He instead went there and carried gift, gold from Paul Biya. I'm not against him. I'm not against what he said. As the president said when we had an extended cabinet meeting, that there is Thibault Nage as an ambassador and there is Thibault Nage as a citizen now. So now he can speak anything. But all I want to say, meeting him or not meeting him would have not given us any plus, because we would have had one and the same question for us to go and be Cameroonians as we have been to and collaborate and work together in order to fix Cameroon. So we have been doing a great job, Comrade Joe. The diplomacy, because when you say that now, people will say in those days the Fonchas, the Munas, the Juas and all the other people, they never had internet, social media and all that. No, that's not what I want to say. I want to say the diplomacy that we are carrying out now under this government has never, ever been done anywhere since this struggle started. Because what we are doing is that we are sacrificing from our own pocket. During this period of COVID-19, I've traveled to 5 different countries. 5 different countries. And some people who sit in their various houses called comfort zone, they are very quick to come out and say, Dr. Ella should come and tell us what they have been doing. No, Dr. Ella will not go to your show, the analyst, or to ABC and start analyzing all what we have been doing. That's not diplomacy. Then I'm not being diplomatic. I'm being just pushed by the crowd, and I don't follow crowd. So what I want to say, Amazonians, know that your diplomacy and your diplomatic department, the foreign affairs, is working hard and pushing hard. And that is why you see people talking about Amazonia everywhere today. They don't even call it again Anglophones. They call it now Ambazonia everywhere, whether it's in the Senate, whether it's in the German Bundestag, whether it's in French Parliament, the British Parliament, everywhere you hear that word Ambazonia. Before you even hear some of them say the former British Southern Cameroons. So that will not, whatever he said there on ABS with Secretary Grace, will not demoralize us. But what I want to boost Amazonia people is to tell them that be humans, believe in what we are doing, believe in what you are doing. Because let not somebody, because he has a white skin, white man comes out and, I'm sorry to use the word, run his mouth, and people jump out with audios. I hear audios. I mean, I don't hear, they tell me I'm sorry, because I don't listen to such things. They hardly see me going to block. And my brother, there are thousands of audios there outside. Just imagine I have 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours to do the slave job that I'm doing for Europeans here before I have to do the Amazonia work. Just imagine I have to listen to all those audios. Then I need a day, 64 hours for one day, which nobody will ever give me. So to cut a long story short, we have a lot of panels, great people have to talk. Diplomacy is at top level. Some of them you can see it. Before I want to praise my brother Danny Koo, who has gone in blessed memory. There is no office in the Senate over there in the USA that Danny Koo has not. I remember Danny Koo giving me visit cards of senators and House of Representative authorities there in the US. Almost 235 visit cards. Yeah, I have that. He said he filmed it and sent it to me. It was like a bundle. I asked him a question. Is there a place where they kept it and you just went and carried, or you got it from each and every one? He laughed and he said, Dr. Eller, I got it from them, and they need us to be in contact with them. That was a great guy, and that was a guy who did a lot. You can see Ma Patience Abiedo, what she's doing now to stop AFCON. Every day tweeting with all these things. I don't know why we Amazonians would like to see, but when somebody just give an utterance of something a little bit negative, back everybody, all the positive not. Somebody like Maduro Tingwa, before I knew that woman, I was thinking is Mangan. Because all the time they go to the Senate there, they make some photos with some senators and all this, they send it out. My undersecretary have met Joe Biden. This is not a secret anymore because the pictures and videos are out there. Face to face and talk on our issue. So when Timo Nash come and say whatever he said, people should just listen to that. Or if there is some advice, they say, Dr. Ellard, try and meet this guy, or try for your department to meet this guy. Not all the nonsenses they are talking out there. We are doing a great job. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and let me know by the day.
Thank you, SOS. Thank you for that good one. I want us to welcome our able Dr. Epa of the Restoration Council. And, he was late due to some busy schedule. But Dr. Epa,
just a moment. He's also the chairman of one great LGA called Nguti.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ella, for that reminder. Thank you very much, Dr. Epa, for coming. Can you introduce yourself without much ado?
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, 5 on 5.
Okay, good. I want to thank the panelists, and I want to thank the Ambazonian people. I want to thank our restoration forces, and I want to thank everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. 5 on 5.
Okay, good. Again, I'm a member of the Restoration Council. I'm also the chairman of Nguti local government area. And if there are any questions or comments, I will gladly share them with you and with our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. We were talking about the president's speech, and hopefully you listen very well and you also know what the president said. But talking about those aspects that we want to talk about, we know that there are different departments in the interim government. The Department of Defense and Homeland Security, the Department of Education, the finance and economy, foreign affairs, home affairs, and communication. But you, as a member of the council, I want you to tell us what achievement did you see from the president's speech? Because he said that a lot of he wants all the cabinet members to have that integrity to move forward to look at a common enemy like Republic du Cameroon.
Well, I think he said a lot of things which were very, very great. And I think are you still talking?
Yes, yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, 5 on 5.
Okay. I'm saying that he made a lot of, it was a great speech. There are a lot of things that he spoke very well, and I will thank you for that. He was forceful. My only concern was that he bashed on the Restoration Council, as if the Restoration Council was the problem, which is now bringing us problems in this revolution at this moment.
Yes, Reverend Alfred, let me ask you this. We all know that in every organization there's always some cracks, or and any group of people or any association, who are put under some kind of stress, as Ambazonian have been put for the past 3 years, 5 years or so. We have been put under stress and duress, and ultimately we are going through some cracks, in our thinking and our behavior. You, as a reverend, don't you think this happens even in our marriages or even in any society? There must be some issues, and those amendments need to be done.
The big answer is yes. In every household, in every organization, in every sphere where men are privileged to deal together, there are always challenges. You can never, you cannot avoid them. They're inevitable. What you need to do, and we need to do, is to know that they will come. And sometimes you are proactive. You take decisions in order to barrier them, and as well as respond to what is already there. Every time, especially as in the revolution like us, challenges have been there. I have pastored a church churches for many years, over 23 years. And there was none of those churches that went through that never had problems. Some of them even was transferred there because there were problems. And the person was there where they were wearing down on him, and I had to come pick the challenge. I did what I could do, move on. And now, wherever and whoever faces problems, you solve them with a view into the future. You solve them with some safeguarding measures. They're always there. When you don't take care of them, they will cripple the vision of the organization, cripple the organization, and even cripple you. And at the end of the day, you may live regretting than rejoicing. That is the truth about leadership and challenges. So we have this in the Ambazonian liberation struggle at different ends. And when it is the way it is, we need to be very, very careful in every word we say, in every action we take, because everything is counted. While, like in the church, we teach the people to know that God is waiting for your word, because the word of God says we overcome the enemy. There's an enemy, the arch enemy of God, who is the arch enemy of man, the devil. And we have to overcome him by knowing the truth of the word of God. And then we execute it through the word of our confession. You don't know it and remain there. You have to confess it as you believe it. You shut down the enemy who whispers discouragement and trying to deviate you or whatever. But then we make them understand that as much as God is waiting for your word, the devil too is waiting for your word. So like in the revolution, like in every household, in every organization, there are enemies from without and within who are waiting for your word. They are waiting for your action. Like we are coming up now on this program. They are the enemies of this program. We have the fans of this program. Yet there are other part of the audience are the enemies of the program who are waiting to hear what Comrade Freeze is going to say today. They say, it's nobody. analyze and conclude. Why some will be cheering you up. It's the same thing with every one of us here, as we are on this panel. Whether you believe it or not, we have fans for each and every one of us. When Dr. Ellard is speaking, people say, oh, that's my man. They sit up, they're listening. Those who don't know me, when I'm speaking, they turn their ears, say, but what? And then if I catch their attention, they say, oh, he like has something to say. You know, and they, either I will sustain them or I let them, or they will leave me. But the danger could be I'm still moving and going, and I think they are following me, but there's nobody following me. That is true. That's the challenge of today. So in every household, in every organization where people are called to dwell together, work together, have a vision, commonalities, there's always that challenge here and there, you know, by manipulation, by the virtue of the fact that there's an enemy, the devil, who manipulates people, you know, to split hairs, distraction. And yet there are weaknesses in one another, which we need to accept and then be able to move together in tolerance. If not, we could be very, it could be very tense and worst when everybody is very defensive and everybody's right and nobody's wrong. Yeah, let me go leave there.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, we have a lot to talk today, but I want us to go to this AFCON before we move to other important topic too. But this AFCON is very important because it starts tomorrow and it starts on Wednesday in Amazonia, Victoria. So we have to talk about it and see our opinion about it, because the international news media is already saying about, you know, we have reports about the determination of our ARFs to disrupt the CAN, to disrupt the games. But we hear people like Atanganji trying to warn his governors of the southern zone to take any necessary measures to keep security. But we have seen the determination of the ARF to make sure that nothing happens in Amazonia. I want to get the take of our SOS in this.
Yeah, as I just said, Comrade Misodi, I said there's a lot of work that has been going behind the scene, commanded by that's a chairperson of Nguti, and all the other chairs and county chairs, LGA chairs have been working. Personally, the Department of Foreign Affairs have been in direct contact with all those clubs that are going to our country, and also the CAF head office in Egypt. We have spoken with, I personally have spoken with 2 ministers and all the ambassadors who are here in Germany. And I have told them, I've made them clear, what Atanganji Paul is talking there, that is his own version. They always say, if people can kill our people and they're in front of broad daylight that they refuse, that they didn't do it until they are pressed before they will start bringing all type of story. What do you expect from them? For me, I was just saying today, I had a conversation with one comrade today, and I said, I don't know how La Republique can even be existing in this world as a country. I mean, in this world, I don't know any place in this planet that country can really fit, called La Republique du Cameroon. Because, I don't know, let's forget about that. But coming back to the AFCON, there is all in place. The chairman of Nguti can say it, Pastor Commando is privy also to have a first-hand report on all those things, that we have given enough warning. And as I said, my patience, you guys, all of you who have noticed, she's been very active with the Twitter to the whole world, whether it's Africa, Asia, Europe, USA, North America. She has been very active to send. I mean, I'm sorry that let me just take 1 minute to say, I have never seen a woman who is resolved in doing one thing and stood there for this moment. If only Twitter would stop that game, then my patience has already stopped it. My patience are beautiful. Yes, I'm telling you that. And I'm very proud of her. So I want to say we have made them to know that All what La Republique wants to do is to show the world that everything is normal. There is nothing. We have everything under control. You can see that is it. That is football. We call it soccer. Some people call it football. Some people call it soccer. It has taken place. You can see the enthusiasm. You can see the jubilation. You can see how everybody is out there happy for the matches, because they are going to carry their people. But we have warned them that this is a trick because La Republique stands in two areas to win. One, to win that they have nailed us as terrorists when they themselves will be the first people to start shooting at some of those international bodies who are going to come to Amazonia to implicate us. And secondly, if it happens, which I'm very sure and I'm confident that it will not happen, they will also win to say, you see, we told you people that everything is normal. We are in control of everything. Just some few individuals are out there agitating. So again, I know now any of our program that is going on ABC, the Analyst, all the shows that are going on ABC, the president's speech, whatever, they are all with their ears to listen. And let me use this opportunity through this program to again send a very strong message to those 6 clubs that are going to Amazonia that your people, the life of your people, is very important than the pride that La Republique want to benefit out of what they are organizing there. So don't take that risk to go and kill your citizens. We know how it pains to lose citizens. We have lost 35 plus thousands of our citizens. And we won't want to see foreigners coming to our land. Instead of being happy to be in Amazonia, they are grieving to be in Amazonia. So let me use this again to send a very strong warning to those countries that are trying to come over there. Please, it's not that late to say we are not going again. We have heard it, we have seen it, we know how those people are determined to make sure that it doesn't take place. So that's all I can say for now. For all the strategies that is on the background, we won't come here and blow our trumpet. They say, you want to see, wait and see. That's it.
Thank you, SOS. I want to ask Pastor Commando, what role do you think CAF is playing in this? Because first, there is war going on. I don't see how CAF will go on and organize this. Last time, this game has been postponed twice because of insecurity, and I don't think that now the security has has changed or improved. So I don't know what kind of complicity do you think CAF is playing in these games by bringing its games here without thinking about the dictatorship, without thinking about human rights abuses, without thinking about this kind of crimes against humanity.
Yeah, thank you very much, Fritz. I would like to say here that a lot of people, especially the CAF, they are very, very dishonest. And I also want to say that there is an international conspiracy to carry out what they want to carry out, thinking that Ambazonians will be frightened. We have told them and very clearly to the international community that we are at war. This war started as a joke since 1961, and more than 100,000 Ambazonians have been killed as a result of of trying to get back our nation since the fight started in 1961. It escalated in 2016 And that's why we're counting 35,000 more than 35,000 people in 2016. But if you go down the annals of history, you will see that systematically La République du Cameroon has been killing Ambazonians just because they are Ambazonians. Now, if at this escalation we keep quiet and the international community has refused knowingly, not that they don't know, knowingly, to let the other people know that we were never a part of La République du Cameroon. And all of them have heard Paul Biya say we have tried to assimilate these people for more than 56 years, and it has not worked. So what do they need anymore? Even if somebody gets down there now with a crystal ball to tell them that this is what the demons are telling them, or what they have found in the covens of Satan, some people will not still believe. And so, over the years, we have been quietly, as gentlemen who understand and want to work with other people, have been carrying out our activities peacefully. But this rook regime, through its proxy, France, came in and thought that they will keep us under the box and put us under the water. But I learned of a historian who says that you cannot make a balloon and put it underwater because one day it will surface. And we are seeing it surfacing. Now, we wanted it to surface on a table of negotiation. But these people, because they are crooks, they are rooks, they don't want people who will talk sincerely and truthfully. They decided to take this route in which we are now. And so I want to tell CAF, like SOS has said, I want to tell CAF and the other football game organizers that they are attempting to get into a lion's den. And when you do, of course, you will see what is going to happen. I want to tell all people that the Ambazonians are ready. How are they ready? We cannot discuss that here. Now, if you want sleeping dogs to lie, the 6 teams that have been selected to go to Ambazonia, please don't go. We say it quietly, softly, but then you will know the intensity. If tomorrow you attempt to go there, you will know we were not joking. La République has succeeded in deceiving the world for the past 6 years, brought in all kinds of tricks and gimmicks and games and so on, and it's not been working. They are killing them every day. The Ambazonian Restoration Forces are killing them every day, but they are in turn killing our innocent civilians and burning their homes every day, and they are hiding it. And they want to tell you that it's just a few group of people. No, sir. We are here just to let you know again, add our voices to those who are already talking. Ambazonia at this time of AFCON is a dangerous zone. Don't go there. Thank you.
Thank you. The international media has been analyzing a lot of this increase about security patrol made by La République military, and they say that they have secured the English-speaking zone. That's what they're saying. But from this video, I want us to watch this video to see that La République is trying to show the international community that they have secured the Victoria and Southern zone. But let's watch this video and we'll comment on this.
D'où cette surveillance renforcée autour de ce stade où vont s'entraîner les équipes du groupe F. Un dispositif tenu secret, mais qui se veut dissuasif.
Le BI a, n'est-ce pas, pris certaines dispositions pour permettre que la CAN se déroule dans de très bonnes conditions et pour également ne donner aucune chance aux forces d'opposition de perturber cette CAN-là.
22 km plus loin, la cité balnéaire.
Yes, so as we just listened, that's the colonial BR intervention ropes. They call them B. They are just all over the place trying to claim that there's security. But from the video, they are trying to claim that, oh, they have secured every place. They will, it will be a safe ride for them. But we've all heard from the ARF, the spokesperson, Gabonese. Yeah, he made mention about that, and he said that they are ready to make sure that no can holes in Ambazonia. So, taking from the word of the spokesperson, Dr. Alfred, what do you think La République is trying to show to the international community? like all the panelists have said, trying to tell them that everything's gone back to normal.
Did you mean Dr. Epa or?
Reverend Alfred, it's for you, sir.
Oh, yeah, thanks. It's obvious from the video that we just watched and from the wordings of Atanganji, like you mentioned from the beginning, you know, when we see all that they're putting in place, you discover that they are not only foolish, they are wicked. They are very wicked. And CAF that you just mentioned, CAF doesn't work independently from the African Union. As the African Confederation of Football, they should know and work together for security wherever they're going, presenting the African image. Now, on the video you saw here, the guy just said, we are here and we are trying to do everything or put everything in place to make sure that the forces of opposition don't succeed. What are you telling the world? We're in the midst of war or in the war zone, and we are ready to fight back. And then any foolish person will risk his life to get into that place because the message is clear. They have come there and they know that they are not in charge. There is opposition because my Bible makes me understand that you cannot come into somebody's house and get took hold of his possessions without disarming him. So according to them, they have disarmed. And CAF and the leaders of CAF should be very wicked, not just foolish, because they know what La Republique is up to. They follow their media. You know, they follow news internationally. They know what has been happening for the last 5 years. And for them to close their eyes from it or shut down their ears, you know, shut down their minds and begin to lure other fans of football and football lovers of the world to join those in Africa to come to Amazonia is wickedness in the highest order. That is true. Like Dr. Ella said here, at the end of the day, they are like wanting to term and force up their allegation. These guys are terrorists. Meanwhile, they are. Now, that is what they have been holding in the past till this far. And evidence has proven day after day from the atrocities of the destructions of their terrorist army that they are the terrorists instead in the land of gentle people trying to force up their way where they don't have a sense of belonging. And we don't know why till now the law or the justice that be has not been able to prevail upon the Republic of Cameroon. It's frightful and it's wickedness. This is what I could say about that.
Thank you, Reverend Epa. Reverend. I want to mention this one because when we saw Samuel Eto'o feast, the new Wena Feka Award president, he went to Limbe and Victoria. He was eating boiling fish, roasted fish. He was saying that everything is good, that there's peace, and he was saying that, you see, this is me in Victoria. But those are the tricks of La Republique. You know, he was sent there to make his campaign and to send a message to the international community that Victoria is safe to host the AFCON. So let's look at another video where La Republique is trying to claim that they are in charge. Then let's see how we can analyze their silliness of these things that they are saying.
Sur cette artère de Boya, une patrouille de Bire, l'unité d'élite de l'armée camerounaise, mobilisée pour sécuriser cette ville anglophone à quelques jours du coup d'envoi de la Coupe d'Afrique des Nations de football.
On a un des postes qu'on va voir tout à l'heure qui nous permet de cadrer la ville.
En véhicule blindé ou à pied, les hommes du colonel Maïdouan multiplient les patrouilles, notamment dans ce quartier ciblé par de récents attentats attribués à des groupes de séparatistes anglophones, en guerre depuis 5 ans contre le régime.
Yes, so that's their usual BIR, the BIR's intervention rapid people. I want us to talk about this before we go now to the next topic, which is about the Constitution. But let me ask Dr. Epa about this. What do you think about the propaganda La Republique is saying that they have taken charge of Victoria and Southern Zone, that they are going to take charge and administer every place, and there will be a safe AFCON?
Can you all hear me?
Yeah. 5 on 5.
Can you hear me? Okay.
5 on 5.
I think all the other panelists have spoken so much about this issue. My concern is that when the international organizations, I would say the United Nations, the African Union, or even the United States, they have their ambassadors in Yaoundé, and they know exactly what is going on in Ambazonia. For them to keep quiet all this time without saying anything regarding these games coming up is a total disrespect for Ambazonia. Let us all understand that. When you look at it very clearly, all those soldiers who are talking, they are talking in French. And they are coming to the English speaking, which is Southern Cameroon. The world will therefore understand that we are being colonized. And therefore, Bia and France just want to take over, they want to take over Ambazonia, but which will not work. What my response to this is going to be, those African countries that have come and they want to play the game, good luck for you. Good luck. Go ahead. You have been warned. And anything happening, let's see where the international organizations will say, oh, Ambazonia violated any law, any international law. They have been warned. My appeal is for our ARF to stay strong, do what you are expected to do, and kick those fellows out of that place. We have to do everything to make sure that the games don't take place. It has to start right now, not waiting until that day. I don't want to repeat what others have said. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Epa. Thank you. Look, La Republique has never been prepared for anything. You know, I remember when Honorable Weber said in the parliament that they will not take that away from us. Our Anglo-Saxon system is very, very strong, and and the La Republique system is so corrupt. Imagine that this Nations Cup has been postponed twice because of unpreparedness. But today, you see, even the Gabonese team don't even have their hotel. They went to the hotel. It was so nasty. They couldn't even sleep in the hotel. Let's watch.
Oui, c'est vraiment grave ici à l'hôtel La Falaise. Les Gabonais refusent l'hôtel La Falaise. Donc c'est vraiment très grave. Donc ce que vous êtes en train de voir là, c'est ce que nous sommes en train de vivre ici. C'est vraiment grave. Oui, c'est vraiment grave ici à l'hôtel La Falaise. Les Gabonais refusent l'hôtel La Falaise. Donc c'est vraiment très grave. Donc ce que vous êtes en train de voir là, c'est ce que nous sommes en train de vivre ici. C'est vraiment grave.
Thank you. This goes to you, SOS. I mean, what kind of implication does it have that the CAF is coming to organize a game, irrespective of the human rights abuses that's going on? Because I don't understand. They have to respect. They have to look at countries that respect human rights, countries that are following international law. But following Cameroon, all the abuses that have been going through for the past 5 years, the CAF sees no reason to come and organize where people are still dying. SOS.
Yes. Once we had a meeting, something just came to my mind, and I said it like that. And those the bosses who were there have been using that word every time they talk to me, because today we know that wealth, money surpass law. Because if it is only we follow the law, La Republique would have long left Ambazonia. And Africa being what it is, and that's why the Tanzanian president was quickly killed, because they were saying, no, this is not real African. And that's why some other African presidents, when they come up, they want to do any great thing, they just call them and tell them, I said, you know, Senasona, they just go down. And that's why they can see that our president is standing firm on issues that is un-African. Unfortunately, he is in a country where they cannot use that their corrupt bribery system to come through and eliminate him, and some of us. They have tried with myself, you guys know. But let me come back to your question. If you are doing something with the aim of harming somebody, with the aim of putting someone in danger, you forget the real thing that is in place that you are doing. La République du Cameroon is not organizing any African Nations Cup in their country and in our country. La République du Cameroon is organizing the international community to see that they are in control of what some of the international community members are pressurizing them on. So they even forget to arrange hotels where they are inviting people to come and stay. And they are dealing with a country like Gabon. I think Gabon, there are 4 million people. And they have money. And look, we made you just mentioned this Gabon something. We were just saying, here in Germany where I live, especially I live in Berlin, for more than 10 years, I have seen one Gabon citizen, one, because they go nowhere. They're in their country. And their country, their hotels are built the same way where you have hotels in Europe, the USA, Russia, and other countries in the world. So let me come back to what I was trying to say, is that they themselves doesn't even know about the soccer matches that are going to take place. They themselves have forgotten that they invited people who come from different countries, players of international level who have been living in Europe, America, China, where hotels there are what we call hotels, and not what they call in their French language circuit. You know, that is why they will not succeed. And coming back to what you showed, the video you showed where how rapid they are, I don't know, because we are eliminating them every day down there, was talked. You saw the first one spoke about opposition, and the second video spoke about separatists. They themselves cannot even coordinate statements of what they are doing. And for those countries that are going to Amazonia, where on earth I was privy to work with Fecafoot here in 2006 in Germany. I didn't see police officers, military roaming the street with a protective jacket and all what. No, I didn't see that. There were police around the field somehow, the usual, but not the way with military equipment for people to go and play. Look, that is how Togo, if Togo can remember, and all the other clubs in Africa can remember, when there was war in Angola, there was this organization of African Nations Cup. They were warned not to go down there. They still carried their heads and went there. When the convoy of Togo was attacked, their players killed, their managers killed. Today, Togo is regretting. It's those people who got their money for what they were organizing, they are fine with their families home. So what I can say is that there is nothing that La Republique is organizing area of football matches. They are organizing the international community to see that they are in control of Ambazonia, which it will not work. Let me go back to primary school before I end. We used to say one take away, two, it cannot go. That is it. That is it cannot go there in Ambazonia today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dr. Epa. Can you throw light on this Gabonese thing that players cannot even have a hotel? Then La Republique is trying to portray to the international community that things are going normal and they can secure that there will be peaceful games.
Yes, Gabon is one of those countries which have borders with La République du Cameroon. They should know better what is going on. They know that they don't even have enough food now because Ambazonia is not producing food to come to them. Ambazonia has been feeding them, feeding Central African Republic, feeding all those countries surrounding, that have borders with La Republique, and even Nigeria that has a boundary with Ambazonia. They should be stupid that they even came. I wish they should go and sleep in that dirty hotel. There are those who are supporting Biya carelessly. With me, I don't even care whether the hotel is full of roaches. Let them go and sleep there, and then they know that they don't have to support a rock like that. First of all these African countries are a disgrace. They are a disgrace to humankind. They are a disgrace to Africa. A person like Professor Patrice Lumumba, that gentleman sings every day about Africa. When he dies, that is when they'll be celebrating him. But do they listen? They invite him all the time to come and speak. The man will speak, and you think that they will listen. But it enters one ear and it goes through the other ear. They don't care, because what Biya is doing is what they too are doing in their own countries. African Union, a toothless bulldog. Not even one person, one president has said anything regarding this struggle we have with La République. They are with La République, and France is still commanding them. Even the English-speaking countries like Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa have said nothing. They don't even deserve the respect of Ambazonia unless they change. Well, what Dr. Ella has said is very correct. But to me, we need to keep them out of that of Victoria and Buea. Let me say, Fako, we just have to kick them out. No amount of us talking here will solve any problem. We need to demonstrate that what we are saying here, we are capable of doing it, and that we have to do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want Ambazonians to know that the SGO of FACO, the colonial SGO of FACO, has banned motorbikes in a communique that we saw. But I want passed a travel ban for traffic, cross-border traffic. So they should know that we followed what the interim government says and not what the colonial people are saying there. So there's a ban on cross-border, during this period of the games. So we should also know that. Now let's move to this issue of constitution. And arguably, we all know that the most copied document, and very of our founding of our history is the Ambazonian Constitution. And most people don't really care to read it. Sometimes people don't know that this is like our Bible, because when you go to church, if you don't hold your Bible, they always say, "Oh, where are you going, or what are you going to do in church without the Bible, in your hand?" That's the same thing when it comes to a country. If there's no constitution, then the country doesn't exist. So I want us to talk a little bit about some key aspects inside the constitution, our constitution, because we need to be talking about our constitution so that we can make those suggestions, those opinions that we can help in nation building. So at this stage, we think that our constitution, most people are saying that it needs some kind of amendment. I want to talk to our resolution council members, Reverend Alfred, who is here also. I don't know. So, what's your opinion about that?
I think, I don't know you. My opinion about the Constitution is that it is the law that, or the guiding principle that has to lead the nation, the highest organ of law enforcement that will guide, that will sustain, that will protect, that will defend, the image of Ambazonians and not the image of anybody. That is what I could say, because the Constitution is a binding law, or binding laws defined and sustained to help anybody at any level of administration, leadership. Just imagine a household without a commander. My Bible makes me understand in Judges 21, verse 25, that when there was no king in Israel, in other words, when there was no law of governance, anybody did what he wanted, when he wanted, how he wanted. That's not supposed to be like that in any nation. And I'd like you to understand that when we're talking about constitution now, we are talking about the interim constitution of Amazonia, and it is not final, just like we are on the process of working out, finalizing our independence that has been or hijacked or kind of manipulated. There are a lot of things that we need to understand about that constitution. Yeah, and I think as we deep into, we can explain better.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This goes to the Dr. Epa about the constitution, but I want to talk about what aspect do you think should be looked into in terms of because a lot of aspects were not there during the time that the Restoration Council was also formed, and we see that some people argue that the Restoration Council is not well formulated in terms of having like county and LG representatives. So I don't know. According to the Constitution, they say there are 13 members from the former governing council, and also 11 members from the Europe, America, and Asia. But now that we don't have like representatives from the LGAs, I don't know. Do you think that those are something that needs amendment?
He's muted, I think so.
You are muted.
Dr. Epa, unmute.
You are still muted.
They should unmute me. I think those at the background, the technician should unmute me.
Go ahead.
We are getting you 5 on 5 now.
Okay. All right. I was saying that constitution is a working document. That is why it is called interim constitution, just for this revolution. When we get to Boya, a different constitution will be done. Although we might take a few aspects of what is in this interim constitution that may apply at that time when we get to Boya. The constitution is not something that everything that we're doing now is based on that constitution. And when I see people quoting a lot of things, oh, it's not in the constitution. Oh, it's not in the constitution. It makes me sad. Is it need to be revised? Yes. Have we done that? Not yet. But it does not imply that we don't carry on with the business of this revolution, which our people are dying on ground zero. Others are suffering in refugee camps. And we just hold fast to a constitution that was made, I think, 2018 or so. Yeah. There are provisions that gives that other laws can be made. For example, the defense law that originated from the presidency and sent to the Restoration Council is not in that constitution, but it's a law. It makes me sad when I hear that, oh, the constitution says no election during the revolution. It is not in the constitution. And that, oh, that constitution says this interim government will be in place until we get to Boya. And when we get to Boya, members of this interim government will be in their positions for 3 years, and after 3 years, that is when it will be dissolved. That is in the constitution. It did not say Dr. Epa will be the one. It is talking of the institution and not the name of a particular person. Where we have that idea that everybody is saying, oh, Dr. Sako is the one. If it is God who said that he's the one, let it be. God is going to do the work. We cannot change the constitution around, feeling that the constitution is saying of the name of somebody. No, it is not said like that. And where I have a concern is that people are saying, oh, he was not elected for 2 years. As if something was just happened with that, oh, that he did not accept that for the 2 years. And the president himself went on this platform and quoted an example of an accident, for God's sake, that the law is, when he has an accident with somebody, he will just keep him quiet in his car, waiting for the police officers to come because the law is on his side. That does not apply to this. In fact, he looked on that day of inauguration, and before the time of inauguration, a document has been sent to him specifying 2 years. Now, at the time of inauguration, he looked at the eyes of the Ambazonian people. He looked at the camera, looked at the faces of the Ambazonian people, and agreed to serve for 2 years. Before God, the Bible was with him and the international community. That was a contract. In fact, I have done some business law. That is what we call express and implied contracts. What does that mean? What does implied and express contract simply mean? It simply means that a contract can be entirely oral. Number 2, partly oral and partly written. Number 3, entirely written. Number 4, partly oral or written and partly implied from the conduct of the parties. And number 5, wholly implied from the conduct of the parties. I don't think any lawyer on earth can come and challenge me on this. That was a contract. Whether he said no, I don't want it to be for 2 years. And he waited for 2 years before he could come and say that it was an accident. Who is deceiving who here? You are a president of a country, and you wait for 2 years, then you say now that what was said was not correct. Dr. Ella is here. Let him challenge me. He's a lawyer. This is a disgrace to our people.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Epa. Thank you, Dr. Epa. I want Pastor Commando to come in here because he is a historian, and historian keeps a lot of records. And in the US and even in Amazonia, the constitutional framers were great men of political history and well-read ones of that. So I want Pastor Commando, to tell us about what you think about this history. There's a saying that most people in constitution, they say that in any constitution, the thing that they watch is that absolute power. That absolute power can corrupt absolutely. If there's too much power in one branch of the government, maybe legislature, or maybe too much power goes to the presidential side, and it will corrupt a lot. So left to its own devices, even the best intended government bodies quickly spiral into this kind of despotic kind of anarchy. And we all know that. We have seen that in many countries, because once there's too much power in one side of the government, then there's that tendency of too much power. So, Pastor Commando, can you come in here? What do you think about?
Yes. Thank you very much, Fritz. I think that when the Constitution was written, we were not where we are today. And if we have progressed from where we were today, it is just but obvious to look into the articles of the Constitution that's supposed to fit today, and the real people that have the knife and the cake go into work. All these things we are talking here and talking there and talking here and talking here, it doesn't mean anything. So if we have discovered, because the legislature and the executive, as far as that document is concerned, if we want to put in the context of today, they are all wrong. Because if the legislative saw that the 2 years they pronounced, because if Dr. Epa is insinuating what he's saying, then we don't have any argument with La République du Cameroon, because when they talked in Fumban, our fathers there, they came out, whatever they came out, means that what they say verbally, even though it's not constitutionally, what they accepted verbally, even though it's not constitutionally, then it becomes a law, and then we take it on. But if we have a guiding principle, and we know that we are both wrong in the guiding principle, should we go on the air and this one is condemning this one and this one is condemning this one? Can't we sit down and see the progress that we have progressed? What was the term of the Constitution of the Restoration Council members at the time of the Constitution? Because if you are kingmaker, then you are not eternal. You are as human as the person whom you have made as a king. And so if you are giving a king, because we know that in every government, when they come in, they change their secretary and the others according to their will, according to what they are doing. So what I'm simply saying here is that this wrangling about the Constitution, this one is right, this one is wrong, this one is becoming this and this one is becoming this, I think to me is just wasting our time talking. Now, do we know the right thing to do? Okay, the right thing is that The counties were not, the LGAs were not during the time of the Constitution. Now LGAs have come in. So how do they appear? Should we say LGAs should not be existing because it was not in the Constitution? Or should we adjust the Constitution in order that the LGAs can feature in the Constitution? I think that's what we should be thinking of doing. Again, we are progressing in this interim government going to Boya. Many people, as I've heard them say, they thought that in the 2 years or the 3 years or whatever that the Constitution was made, they were quickly just going to jump over and go to Boya. And the foresight of what they were supposed to do and to know and to put into place. Because I've also heard people saying that, oh, the idea of an interim government is wrong. And then, like my pastor quoted here, when there was no king in Israel, the people did whatever they wanted to do. And that's the kind of chaos we wanted us to do. Now, if we have a guiding a document, a guiding principle that we're supposed to develop as we are supposed to develop, and then we keep, condemning one another and fighting one another and coming on the air and talking what we are supposed to do, I think it's not very healthy for Ambazonians. And from what I saw when I was growing up, the best thing to do is, we are humans, we can make mistakes, but the mistakes can be corrected. And when it is possible to correct the mistakes, let's go ahead and correct the mistakes than this pointing here and pointing here. This one is this one is here. From what I know, a little bit of what I know, I am not the president. In fact, I'm a pastor in this revolution. I don't think the portfolio I have, I think spiritual director, which is my office. Now, I have not actually heard Dr. Sako say no elections, to my hearing. But if there should be elections, they should follow the protocol. And what is the protocol to be followed? Let's amend the Constitution, which he said, Constitution is not a static document that cannot be changed. The laws of Media and Persia that can never be changed. Let's go ahead and change it than be wasting time every now and then. Oh, Constitution has done this. Oh, Restitution Council has done this. Oh, Executive has done this. I don't think that is helping us at all. Let's go down to the bottom line and see what we can do to have our working document amended, except we are saying that it is not important. Let's go as other groups, and then each group will have their own or document for their internal regulations, and then they run by it, and there should be no interim government. I raise my case.
Thank you very much, Pastor Commando. That was a good one. I want to ask SOS, because we have the three branches of government: the executive, the Restoration Council, and the Advisory Council, and we also have the Ethics Commission. These are the branches that take decisions, and I want the SOS to tell us, during your leadership as you are now, what kind of laws have you put in place in terms of your foreign relation activities, like diplomacy that you are carrying out? Because I know there are some aspects in the law that talk about foreign affairs, but I don't know what laws are in place in terms of dealing with international community when it comes to trying to see what we can do in terms of our interests, which is freedom and independence, and also international law when it comes to dealing with the other parliaments. For example, we saw what the EU said on our case. The United Nations also, the US also passed some resolutions. The UK Parliament also had some resolution on our case. How are you going about this within the interim government?
Thank you once again for letting me talk. I would like to say that departments don't create laws. The laws that are being made and sent to the president to sign for execution are those laws that we follow. And the three arms of the government, the ethics committee is not a government arm. The ethics committee is a commission that is there for making, I will call it, tranquility. That they are there to make sure that the stress of everyone is being relieved. That is a very important, I can call it a massage for the government. When I say the government, I don't mean the executive, because when we always say the government, people always think the cabinet. When we say the government, we mean the Restoration Council, the LGS, the county, the cabinet, and all that. And the foreign departments follow the laws stipulated from the Restoration Council, sent to the president, signed for execution. There are certain issues, there are certain countries that we cannot deal with them. Some people might be telling me that we should see how we can contact North Korea, see if we can talk with the Taliban. So those are the type of things that the law doesn't accept and doesn't agree for us to pursue. We talk with countries that and organizations that are termed in international terms friendly communities. So that's what we follow. But let me, Pastor Commando has really, I long graduated from church, but I listened to him speak, and as a spiritual leader and Pastor Ginny there, I understand them very well. As I said in the time of
better come back to church.
As I said, Thibaut Nash, we Ambazonians, we always take ourselves like subhumans. And this goes everywhere. In this revolution that we pursue, we have lawyers of different categories. But the thing is, we never work with those who are specialized on their field. That one thing that is killing us in Amazonia is that we know too much. Everybody knows everything. And it dies down to we know nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah. When I see people talking about constitution, I follow some on ABC. I don't sit down and, you cannot go there and say, shut up. You people are talking rubbish. You cannot do it. Even making comments doesn't help. You just sit quiet.
Doesn't help. Right, really.
It doesn't help. Yeah, we just sit quiet. I will say upon the discussion of constitution since this saga started for the last 2-3 weeks or 1 month, 98% of those who have been discussing already have been talking rubbish, wrong, totally wrong. I mean 98. But they think when they sit on TV, they are doing wonders. They are talking what they don't know. I made a statement at the cabinet, and it's not a secret. It's not leaking of information. I said, I think it's not even the cabinet, it was Governmental or whatever. I said, if I sit down, I put some names like Dr. Kaya, Dr. Peshen, Dr. Tita. If I sit in a meeting and I'm talking about health in front of those people, how are they going to look at me? Something that I don't master, something that I don't know. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't speak about how the body functions from the medulla oblongata to the cerebral membrane and the tissues and nerves and all. I cannot sit in front of those people and I'm talking about those things. But today we have Amazonians sitting in front of us, lecturing us on constitution, on laws, on legality, on all those things. And that's why, Comrade Misodi, I feel like not even talking about, because some of us are not being respected in order to give that job to those who know it. Constitution is not for lawyers. Don't get me wrong. It's not for lawyers. Constitution is for the citizens. That's each and every citizen of Amazonia has the right to sit down and propose and write the constitution. It's not for lawyers. But the thing is that the lawyers do the interpretation.
Right.
And that's how it works. So when I see people, there and interpret. They talk about amendment. They talked about the branches. They talk about this. The Restoration Council. The Constitution doesn't lead. The president leads the country. It doesn't rule. The Constitution rules the country. That means it's above everything. It's above everything. There is nothing you can bring that is the Constitution is under it. No, it rules everything of a country. That is just a simple thing I can say. It rules and that shows that I made a statement. We have 3 branches of government, and where I serve is the last. We are what they call, as my brother Abdul Karim was abusing me sometimes, we are what they call boys, the executive. You have the Restoration Council, you have the judiciary, and then the executive. We execute those laws that have been made and sent to be executed. And that's why we are called executive. For people who don't know, hear it today. So the cabinet is not the top, and then comes the restoration. No, it's the other way around. But there are some legalities, there are some rights. The Restoration Council gives that right to the president, and the president executes it. They are the ones that give him the right. When you give me the right to do something, I use my own style of doing that thing. You don't tell me you must put the stick like this, you must put the sword like this and this. I can decide to say the end thing is the report, how it works. So, as somebody, I don't know if it's Dr. Epa or Pastor Commando, this constitution that we have had to be going through amendment as we move, because this revolution is not something that we sit and see what we are going to do 5 years from now. We go as we get the possibilities, and the time we come and we see that no, this section is supposed to function in this area, we see that it's going to be constitutionalized, we have to amend that thing. And that is what we have all gone wrong. Whether it's from the Restoration Council, it's from the cabinet, from the president, we have all gone wrong, because we have been sitting with this constitution that we have. And I think I listened today to a very important discussion from Winnie Lombardi. I didn't have time because I was working. I will really ask each and everyone here to go back and listen to that woman talk, because she really put out points on everything that were there, and it was really, really educative. We had to be amended the Constitution as we go. We have not done it. We are sitting, and just at the last moment, we want to do everything at one time. No. If we hurry to do all these things, we will keep hurrying to spoil everything. So let's take our time and do the Constitution amendment.
Thank you very much, my panelists. The spokesman of the interim government will be coming up as we leave. So because of time, we'll be giving space for them to come and give some information to the Ambazonian people. So Barrister Fu will be coming up, our spokesman. And I want to thank the audience. I want you to give the closing remark while we round off for today. Thank you very much. Pastor Commando, then you can start with the round-up.
Okay, thank you. My closing remark is that we have institutions in Ambazonia in this interim government, and especially the Restoration Council. We have sent members there, and these members are not supposed to take decisions without going back to see their executives who sent them there. So if there are some major things to be signed, all the members, because this is not going to be like the Republic Parliament, where they go there, get their money and sit down and sit quiet. They must come back to the people who sent them there and give them a briefing and then they can now decide what they can go and sign there for no or for a yes. If they do anything for a no or for a yes on behalf of the people without the people who send them there, is null and void. So all Restoration Council members should know that they are there representing the people and not themselves. Thank you. That's where I will end.
Reverend, can you?
Yeah, thank you.
Alfred,
I like to just mention about the fact, in the president end of year speech, one of the things he made mention was the fact that all the arbitrary decision of the Restoration Council has been null and void by the majority of the Judiciary Council. That is, I want to say there are some things we don't take to the media. We are talking about this thing here. This has been the careless fight that Ambazonians have been fighting. Like Dr. Ella said here, anybody is an expert. And if we're not careful, we will be building up a nation that may be worse than La République du Cameroon. We are coming to a point where it's not about anybody, it's about Ambazonia. And every one of us should be very passionate about this issue. And we are dealing with a God. When he gives you an opportunity, you abuse it, he puts you aside, takes another person. That's how it goes. So we should be very careful what we say. And the truth is that when you take an issue to the social media, you cannot withdraw it. It will be handled on the social media. So the question is, what do you say? We live in a very critical time in Amazonia. People are watching to see, who are you for? On whose side are you? And people are confused. And people are tempted to be lining up here and there, taking their stand without any objectivity, trying to support with their passion. Let's not defend God. Let's leave God defend his cause, and let's do our little best that we can do. And God will see us through. We are struggling like this, and people are dying in their numbers in ground zero. Ground zero. Day after day, and the burden is heavy. Let us mind what we are doing on social media. Let's mind what we say. And when you risk, you fall out of the way on social media, accept your mistake. This is the call for humility and tolerance, and we move on together. It will be too wrong to accept the fact that, while we have all kinds of people in the Restoration Council, the Restoration Council is not just a bunch of people who don't know their left and right, and they want to do any kind of thing. There are people who should, at least there are some experts in the law who know left and right, and who should be able to define and be the custodian of that law and defend it. That is true. And they should be able to serve the people the law with humility and not any kind of arrogance. That would be my last word. Thank you.
Dr. Epa.
Yes, I think Reverend had just spoken, and I think what the two reverends have said and what Dr. Elad have said, they are very correct. And it is just that we have not played, if we played what the president spoke on that day about Restoration Council, it was not called for. Because when you go out there and speak on a national and international TV, like now, anything you say, it goes viral. And people have the right to respond. People have the right to respond. So that is why it is very, very important that what we speak and what we do matters. In the extended family, extended cabinet meeting, that was the first one that I attended. I advised, I didn't say a lot in that meeting, I just advised, I said, we should know what we speak and what we do. Otherwise, these problems we have right now will grow. And yet, people still come out and speak. And when you speak, know that people are going to respond. Okay. So let us watch our words and let us watch what we do. In fact, every organization has challenges. And there are some organizations that do not want challenges. Especially when they are doing well, they just want to maintain it to be that way. I've never loved such organizations like that. I like challenges. I like challenges. I'm an administrator who is trained and have 2 licenses to practice administration. So I love these challenges that have come. They have changed everybody. Things are not done again the way they used to be, where people were wearing their coats and then they think that they are just, Secretary of State, like Dr. Ella will sit there in a suit and they say, I'm Secretary of State, I'm Director of this and all that. Now, everybody knows. And I thank those who brought it to light. My worry was that the president spoke so much against the Restoration Council as if the problem that originated came from the Restoration Council. It came from his office and he couldn't address them. That's why they came to us. Period. If they could handle it there, it would not have come to the Restoration Council. And don't turn around and blame those people who are in the Restoration Council as if they were the problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, panelists. I appreciate you coming. It was so nice discussion we had. And because of time, we had a lot to discuss. So I want to thank you. I want to tell Amazonia to stay tuned. The spokesperson per interim, Barrister Fru, is coming live to give you some very pertinent information. So stay tuned. I want you to choose positivity over negativity. Fellow Amazonian, choose forgiveness over bitterness. Don't let your bitterness cloud your forgiveness. All right? So stay tuned and watch the People's Channel, the ABC TV. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Epa. Thank you.
I want to invite my brother William to come to the stage. Karibu. Don't worry, we're not singing today. You don't have to worry about that. And as I do, I want to invite also my brother Raila and Kalonzo. We have campaigned against one another. We have said nasty things about each other. We have hurt one another. On my behalf, Ndugu, I ask for your forgiveness. And I tender my apology.
Mr. President, I thought you were going to do this on all our behalf. So, as my brother President Uhuru has said, and maybe I'm the one who is most accused, I want my brother Stephen, on behalf of all our teams and following in the footsteps of these great leaders, I want to say for all the things that I did say or do on behalf of all our teams, I want to ask for your forgiveness. And on my behalf and all those behind us, I tender my apology.
Yeah. On behalf of all the members of NASA, I first want to thank my brother Uhuru Kenyatta for what is just done now. But I just wanted to mention that before we shook hands, we had a very long discussion. We took a journey down the memory lane where it started. And then we asked ourselves, when did the rain begin to beat us as Kenyans? And we found where the rain began to beat us and when. And we said that we have the ability, working together, to go back down there and reunite the people of Kenya. And we said that the divisions, the hatred, the tension that has existed between our people from all those generations to now will end by with us, the two of us. Never again shall a Kenyan die because of an election. Never again shall a Kenyan deprive a fellow Kenyan of his birthright because of election. And we will also fight corruption together. This is the meaning of the handshake. And we are committed to ensure that the handshake and the MOU that we signed shall be completely implemented to the letter. On behalf of my team and myself, I, in front of this congregation gathered here, pray breakfast, tender my apology to my brother. During our discussions, he accused me of having insulted him. I also told him he also insulted me. He called me Kimundu Muguruki.
This is the People's Television, Ambazonia Broadcasting Corporation. The voice of the voiceless. Bringing the state of the struggle on your fingertips. Unmasking the genocide in Ambazonia. Reporting first-hand untold stories from Africa. Donate to ABC Amba TV every day. We the people must control the narrative. Internationalize the struggle, keep Ground Zero abreast and win the war. Cash App 240-486-8768. Hashtag $AmboABC. Zelle, donations at ambazoniafoundation.org. PayPal, support@abcanbath.com. Thank you.